So without wasting any time, I am again going to introduce the speaker of this session, Professor Sonal Nikam Madam. Briefly, of course, briefly. So definitely she will not mind. Sonal Nikam has completed her BE in Electronics and Telecommunication and ME in Digital Electronics from Vidya Pratishthan's College of Engineering, the famous Vidya Pratishthan College of Engineering, which is nowadays known as Vidya Pratishthan's Kamal Nayan Bajaj Institute of Engineering and Technology. And now she is doing PhD. Her research interests are in biomedical signal processing, wireless communication systems. In her short span as assistant professor, a number of uh, research papers have been published in reputed journals, national and international journals. And she has shouldered many important responsibilities as institute level also, such as ERP coordinator, ESA coordinator, e-news letter coordinator. And she has participated in many technical activities in-house as well as outside also. So with this brief introduction, I invite Sonal Nikam Madam to give her expert talk on this occasion.
Yes, thank you, sir. And before starting, I just request all the participants to just mute yourself. It's a request, please.
Yes. What I will do, I am taking away that facility to unmute, and during the question answer session only they will able to communicate. Okay. Otherwise, they can always uh,
They will
pass their
stay
comments
mute.
in the chat box. Okay,
Yes,
madam.
sir.
Is it fine?
Yes,
And
yes.
Sonal, madam, it will be nice if you speak louder.
Uh,
Okay, sir.
Okay, please.
Okay, thank you, sir. So first of all, good afternoon, all of you. I hope I am clearly audible. So starting with the topic, that is Internet of Things. Uh, so starting with the full form of this emerging technology, that is IoT, that is Internet of Things. So as we all know, we are using the internet since long back for connecting the machines, for connecting the people, for communication, for exchanging the data between the computers. And what what is mean by internet of people and internet of computers, and what is the difference in this internet of things? So here you can see the definition that internet of things, it comprises things that have the unique identities and are connected to the internet. So what is mean by these things? So anything or any object which we will make it smart and we will connect it to the internet, and we make these things to communicate with each other by making them smart, by embedding some intelligence, by embedding the communication model, the sensing capabilities into the things. And we are going to connect these things through the internet and making them communicate, making them work individually without the human intervention. So this is nothing but the internet of things. So now you will say what these things are, means what we can connect with the help of this technology. So these things can be anything, like it can be your table, your mobile, it can be the motor in the field, it can be the electric meters, your refrigerators, ACs, then microwave ovens, it can be the door locks or anything. You just tell me, and we can, with the help, with the knowledge of this subject, with the knowledge of this technology, we can connect, we can make these things smart and we can connect them to the internet. Okay. So the focus of IoT is in the configuration, control, and networking via the internet and internet of devices or the things that are traditionally not associated with the internet. As we all know, we generally connect the computers or the mobile phones to the internet. But this is what I hope this is new to you, that how one can connect these things like the utility meters, car engines, ACs, refrigerators, pumps to the internet. So that's what this subject teach you. Okay. So, or this technology teach you. So it is a new revolution in the capabilities of the endpoints that are connected to the internet. So the scope of this subject or this technology is not just limited to connecting the things or devices or appliances or machines to the internet, but it allows these things to communicate and exchange the data. Like they can the devices, they can control their self, they can transfer the information by their own, and they can also process the devices, they can take the decisions by processing the data, and they can act by themselves. So it is not just limited to connecting the things on the internet, but also allow these things to communicate, exchange the data, and take the decisions. So this is all about the word Internet of IoT, or you can say it's a definition or how we can define the term Internet of Things. So moving ahead, or the history, if you see in the back, this is the term which is coined by the Kevin Aston in the 1999 in the MIT labs. He is the inventor of the term uh, Internet of Things. So he is the, you can see on the slides that he is the father of IoT, Kevin Aston. So before talking on this slide, uh, I just want to make one statement that IoT is not a single technology. It's a business model which requires a support from different technology. I'll repeat. So IoT is not a single technology. It is a business model which requires a different technology support. What it means, or what I mean to say is, see, all the things what we are basically going to do with this technology, with this IoT, is we are going to connect the things to each other, we are making the things smarter. Because but the things are already existence. For example, we have the refrigerators, we have the ACs, we have the washing machines, but what we are going to do is we are going to make them smarter. For what purpose? Obviously for increasing the business. So this is not a separate technology, it is a business model with which we are embedding the smartness in the things to increase the business. And what different technology support is required for this is, you should have the knowledge of the sensors, you should have the knowledge of embedded systems, you should have the knowledge of different networking protocols, internet, big data analysis, the security. So all these technology knowledge is required for building the IoT applications. So basically, it is a business model which requires the technologies, these technology support. So while studying this subject, this subject is there for computers, IT, AIDS, and electronics. For electronics, it has idea in which year they have this subject. But all these four branch, they are having this subject as an elective or a compulsory subject. It's changing branch wise. So this is what I hope you got a little idea about what is mean by this subject Internet of Things, or what is mean by this model Internet of Things. Just a minute. Okay. So talking about this slide, that is moving from Internet of People to Internet of Things. So as we all know, uh, primarily we were using the internet just to connect the people, and we know always used to say that internet made the help to make the world closer, and it connect the people all over the world, right? So, and now we are moving, or we are shifting the use of internet only to connect the people to using the internet to connect for connecting the things. So this shift is there, that is moving from internet of people to internet of things. And in this, we plan, or we are actually connecting the things using the internet. Now, this is the slide which will show you the current status and current status of the connected devices over the internet, and how the things which are connected to the internet, they are growing day by day. So if you see on the bottom side, the year is mentioned, that is 2003, 2010, 2015, 2020. Then the connected devices per person are mentioned, and at the top, the connected devices to the internet all over the world, and the world population is mentioned. So you can see here in the 2003, uh, this is for the world population, okay? So if you see in 2003, 0.08 devices, means less than one device per person was connected to the internet, okay? And the total connected devices were 500 million, and the world population was 6.3 billion. In 2010, the connected devices per person, it's on an average 1.8, means near about two devices are connected per person to the internet, means the per person having two devices which are having their identity or the IP on the internet. In 2015, the number is 3.47. So on an average, three devices per person are connected to the internet. And if you see for the 2020, it's 6.58. So near about six devices per person are connected to the internet. You can see the change in the last 2 3 decades. We were having only hardly having the machines or the laptops, and only the computers are connected to the internet. But nowadays, the everyone is having the several devices which are having the ICs, and which are IPs, and which are connected to the internet. Like we have the laptops which is having the IP, we have the mobile phones, we have our desktop, we have Alexa, we have Fitbits. So all these devices are having their identity on the internet. Means we are connecting our these devices to the internet. That's why this number is increasing, that nowadays on an average, for the world population, near about six devices per person are connected to the internet. And with the advanced IoT applications, this number will go on increasing. Okay. So in 2020, you can see the connected devices are far more than the world population. The connected devices on the internet are far more than the world population. The world population is 7.6 billion, and the connected devices are 50 billion. So that's what we can conclude for this slide with the change is the only thing which is permanent in this world, and we have to accept these technological changes, and we have to uh, live with this. So the evolution, if we see in the pre-internet era, the human to human communication is the only way, right? So we used to communicate with the help of mobile phones, with the help of telephones, SMS. That was a pre-internet era. Then after the internet, we have internet use firstly started with the internet of contents, that is world wide web is started, and we started using the internet for the email, for exchanging the information, for entertainment. Then the internet of services. So we have then the web 2.0 technology is evolved, and we have started using internet for the e-productivity, e-commerce, for selling and buying the goods on the internet. Then the next era of was internet of people, where we have started using the internet extensively for the social medias like Skype, Facebook, YouTube, WhatsApp. And now it's era of internet of things, where we are using the internet to connect the machines. And for what purpose we are connecting the machines is for the identification, tracking, monitoring, metering, automation, actuation, paymenting. So for so many applications, we are nowadays using the internet, and this is nothing but the internet of things. So this is how the use of internet is changing uh, since ago. Okay, the pre-internet era to internet of content, then internet of services, internet of people, to now this internet of things. So if you see the architecture, I will go for the next slide first, and then we will come back. So now the question might be there in your mind, that how we can make the ordinary things like refrigerator, chair, or the AC, or anything, anything smart. How we can make them smart? How we can connect them to the internet? How we can make them communicate with each other? So this is from this slide, you will understand that. So see, your computer is having the brain, it is having its motherboard, it is having the capability to process with the help of processor. So it is pre-programmed. In the same way, what you have to add is, and we, the human, are capable, we have the senses, we have the hands and legs to do the actions, and we have the brain to think and take the decisions, right? So in the same way, we have to add these three things into the any physical thing, so that they are able to sense, they able to think and take the decisions, and they will be able to act. So how we can embed these three things in any object? Okay, so for that we can have the sensors. So you just tell me how we can define the sensor. Is sensor is a device which sense the physical parameter or physical quantity and convert it into the any measurable quantity. So you just tell me the any physical quantity, there is a sensor available in the market to measure that physical quantity. So it can be a temperature, it can be a soil moisture, it can be the ECGs, it can be your rain content, it can be a humidity, light content, gas contents. Every physical quantity you can measure with the help of sensors. Okay, and by embedding these sensors into the things, you can add the sensory senses to your non-living things. Then the part is of brain. So how you can add a brain to the things is, with the help of microcontrollers and microprocessors, you can have the intelligence in your things. You can program these processors and controllers, and you can make these things act according to your requirement. Okay, so by having the hardware of controllers and processors, you can add the brain to the things. And the last is actuators. Okay, now your things can sense, they can think, they can take the decisions, but how they will act, how they will act for particular action. So for that purpose, we can have the actuators. So actuators are what? The actuators are the components which convert the, which take the input from the controllers or the processors, and they act accordingly. For example, your motor is actuator, your switch is actuator, relay is actuator, means they do particular action. So by having the actuators, we can make the things act. So with this analogy, I hope you are getting what I mean to say is, so this is the best analogy I always use to tell how one can embed the intelligence in the non-living things. Okay. So with this, for example, I will tell you one more example. If I have a AC and ordinary AC and I want to make it a smart AC. Okay, so what I can do is I will add small electronic part to it, and that electronic part is consisting of a sensor, motion sensor or the temperature sensor, and it is having one microcontroller, and it is having a relay. Okay, so this electronic circuitry I will add to my AC, and what then how my AC will work after embedding this circuit is, my AC will once any person enter into the house, the sensor will detect the moment in the room, then it will count how many people are there in the room, and accordingly the sensor send the signal to the controller, and controller will take the decision, and it will set a particular temperature of AC based on number of people in the room or the surrounding temperature. Then once the temperature is and in that way my AC will become a smart one. It is thinking by themselves, and it is taking the decision by sensing the temperature with the help of sensor. So in this way I can convert my ordinary AC into a smart AC with the help of this IoT technology. Plus I can have an Wi-Fi module to it, and I can have the app support, and from the office, by sitting in the office, I can control from the app. I can turn on and turn off my AC before leaving the office. I can turn on my AC to get my room cool. So in this way, this much smartness I can have in the devices which we are using with the help of this technology. So the architecture of IoT, if you see, it is having the sensors and actuators, then devices. In devices, there are so many development boards available. Then gateways are there, and the cloud platforms are there. And why this technology is emerging so fast these days is because now so many development boards are available which are open source, so you can just purchase that board and you can start playing with it, you can start working with it, and you can develop your own products. So many boards like Arduino, Node MCU, Raspberry Pi, BeagleBone, so many boards are available. You can just, and the main thing is lot of material is available on the internet to study these boards. So many packages are there. Their programming softwares are open source, so anyone can download it, anyone can purchase it and start working on the from the product point of view. So unlocking, is everything going fine? I just need to cross check once. Sir, is everything going fine? Because I'm getting the notification that your internet connectivity is unstable. Okay. So unlocking the massive potentials. Voice? Am I audible? Okay, fine. So unlocking the massive potentials of IoT. So what we can have with this technology is we can have the improved performance, creative and innovative services. And these days it is creating a new revenue stream. And once the system is full-fledged setup is ready, it will reduce the cost by saving so many parameters. Like if your machines are automatic, they will turn off and you can turn on and off from anywhere, so it will leads to the reduction in the power consumption. Then looming opportunities is you just tell me the sector and you just tell me the problem, and we can give the solution to IoT solution to any problem. So it can be a consumer sector like smart home control, like lighting, security, comfort, optimized energy use and maintenance. In retail, there are applications like product tracking, inventory control, focused marketing. In medical sector, we can the wearable devices, implanted devices, telehealth services which we are using, they are nothing but the IoT applications. So whatever Fitbits we are using, they are nothing but the IoT applications. They are connected to your smartphones, they are having the sensors, they keep on tracking your steps, they keep on tracking your heartbeats, because they are having the inbuilt sensor and they having the app connectivity, they are connected to the internet, and that all data you can see on the server as well. So these are nothing but the wearables, are nothing but the IoT application. Then in military, for the resource allocation, threat analysis, troop monitoring, the IoT technology is used. In industrial sector, the smart meters, wear out sensing, manufacturing control, climate control. In automotive sector, the parking, traffic flow control, anti-theft location, these are the applications. In environmental sector, the species tracking, weather predictions, resource management. And in agriculture, there are lot many applications, like few are crop management, soil analysis, then automatic watering system, that means automatic irrigation. So so many applications are there in each and every field, or any for any problem you can give the IoT solution. Because these days the internet connectivity is so easy. Everywhere there is a internet, and you can connect the devices to the internet easily. Now moving towards, I think this much technical part is enough. If you have any doubts in this technical part, you can ask me at the end. So after this technical discussion, we will move towards the applications, so that it will be more clear to you, means what kind of or what potential this technology is having. So the first application we will discuss is intelligent home. So look at this slide and imagine or visualize about your home making a care of itself. Think about the enhanced comfort, the improved convenience, the security, and the smart energy management in your house. So, what intelligence you can have in your home with the help of this technology is, see, you can have the smart fans which are having the app connectivity, which is having the motion sensor. Once the motion is detected, your fan will get start automatically. Then refrigerator, a smart refrigerator. Already the Samsung launched their smart refrigerator, which is having the sensors which will adjust the internal temperature of refrigerator based on the external temperature automatically. Then smart stove, Like these stores are having the fire sensor, they are having the Wi-Fi connectivity, so that it is having the smoke detectors, fire detectors, so it will give you the alarm if there is any abnormal activity or the fire or fire is there. Then washing machine, a smart washing machine. Already the Whirlpool launched their smart washing machine, which is having the app connectivity. And from the app, by sitting in the office, you can start your washing machine. You can start the uh, uh, rinse cycle, or you can start the spin cycle, or you can stop the washing machine. So all these control you can control your washing machine by sitting anywhere in the world. Then uh, color lighting, so you can have the smart lighting system with which you can change the lightings, light colors or the shades with the help of mobile app. Then smart garage door or the security system, smart security system with the help of CCTVs and all. So Garageo is one app or one product is there in the market which is having the RFID reader and tags. Tags you have to attach to your car, and it will open and close the garage door automatically. So with all these intelligent things, you can make your home intelligent home or the smart home. Then this is one interesting product which is also available on the Amazon and Flipkart. You can just search for it. So this is a Neo jar, a smart jar whose name is Neo. So what this jar is, this is not an ordinary jar. This is a IoT enabled smart jar. If you can see on the left hand side of the PPT, it is having the wireless charger, it is having the Bluetooth and sensors, load cell, then detachable base is there, LED lighting is there, and then the container is there. So basically we use the jar to store something, right, in the kitchen. But this Neo jar, with the storage, it is giving you added features, like it is having the intelligent, it is inspired, and it is intuitive. So what features it is having? This jar comes with an app, that is Neo app, and it is having the app connectivity. Then it is having the Bluetooth, it is having the sensor, it is having load cell which can weight the content in the jar with the help of load cell. So once you store any ingredient in this jar, it will give you the real time nutritional contents of that ingredient. Then it will give you the different recipes which you can make out of that ingredient. It will suggest, the app will suggest you the different recipes out of that ingredient which you have stored. Then it gives you a freshness alert, means it will, your app will tell you at means when you have stored that ingredient and whether it is now good to eat or not. Then it gives you a sync, fitness sync, means it will tell you the nutritional values and how much time is required to digest that ingredient or whatever recipes you are making with the help of that ingredient. Then consumption tracking is there, and zero touch shopping feature is also there, means it will there are load cells or the weight sensors which will weight the content, and once the contents ingredients get finished, automatically it will place the order on the Amazon store or any grocery smart grocery store. That is zero touch shopping feature is also there in this jar. And in developed countries already they are using so many such a smart products in their homes. So you just google it, google for it, this smart Neo jar. There are so many videos are there for this jar, and so many such intelligent products you can see if you just type smart IoT products in the market. Okay, so this is about jar which looks like a jar and thinks like you. That's the tagline of this company, Neo. Then this is one more interesting IoT product, that is a smart egg tray. So its name is Egg Minder. So it syncs with your smartphone to tell you how many eggs you have got at home and when they are going to bad or rotten. So this tray comes with some electronic part with the sensors and all, and with the communication model like Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. And it is comes with the one app support. So you have to install that Egg Minder app in your mobile phone, and once you place that tray anywhere outside or inside the fridge, and you put the eggs in that, it keep you reminding, is the you can see that in your mobile phone, and it will track for the at what date you have placed that egg in the tray and whether it is good to eat now or not. So this is one interesting product in the market, that is Egg Minder. Then smart washing machine, as I said, the Whirlpool, Samsung, they already have. If you see just the ad on the television, they in ad they mention that IoT enabled. So these machines are nowadays IoT enabled, means they have their own app, and you can operate these machines through the from the app. Then smart lighting. If you might have seen the MI smart bulb, or you just Google it, or it is available in 2 years back. I have purchased that bulb, that is MIT smart bulb. So what features this MI smart bulb is having is, it is having its Wi-Fi, it is having the multiple phone connectivity, and it comes with the app support, and you can turn on and turn off the bulb from your mobile. Then it's not like a remote control, it's through the internet. It's not IR sensor like things, it's through the internet. Then even you can in the app they have given so many themes like sunset, birthday, morning. So just you have to click, and with the help of that bulb, you the that kind of ambience will get created in the room. Means these pre-programmed shades are also there. Then scheduling of bulb you can do, means you can schedule the on and off timings of your bulb. Also there are more than 1,000 shades, color shades are there, and that color shades you can set from your mobile. So, and the bulb costed just rupees 1,200. That is MI smart bulb. You can just search on the internet. So this is nothing but the IoT product. Then smart AC, as I already explained. Then smart weather station, like uh, which allows you to use the indoor temperature, relative humidity, CO2 reading to live in the healthier home. So which will keep on tracking, this weather station will keep on tracking the air contents and temperature and rain or the weather forecasting it will do. Okay. Then one more product which is there on the Amazon store is smart slow cooker. Is enjoy a remote access to all your slow cooker functions no matter where you are. So this is a cooker which comes with the internet connectivity and the app support. So there are thousands of thousand types of rice recipes, or the programming is done in the app. Si- Simply you have to select from which type of rice you you want to prepare, and you have to just select that. This programming is there, and accordingly your cooker will work. And also you can turn on and off cooker by sitting in the office. So all this you are handling through the internet. So this is smart slow cooker. This is also available, you can search for this product. Then smart garbage cans, the same project last year our student also prepared in the college final year students. So this big belly alert when it needs to be emptied, so smarter collection decisions can be made. So how these smart garbage cans work uh, is whenever the can get full, it will automatically give the message or the alert to the municipal corporation workers, and then they will come and they will collect or they will empty these cans. So this garbage cans, this is nothing but the IoT product. Then see whatever the Uber, Ola, whatever these facilities or the public transport facilities we are using, these are nothing but the IoT enabled technologies. Even the first IoT application is ATMs. The ATMs is nothing but the IoT application. These are the first ever IoT applications. Then cycle sharing, you might have seen even in the Pune, the cycle sharing is there. So with which it comes with the app, you have to just pay some amount, and it will give you the QR code or some unlocking code, and you have to just you can rent that cycle from one station to another station. So this cycle sharing is nothing but the IoT application. Even PMT, they are using, not PMT, sorry, the Bangalore Transport, BMTC, I think. So recently in the news, I read about that. They are using the IoT technology, means live tracking in all. They are using the IoT technology for tracking the public transport buses. Then this application, the smart helmet, recently our last year batch student, they have developed the smart helmet project, and recently we have displayed this project in the competition, that is India International Science Festival, which was held at Goa in this month only, and we got the first prize for this product. And I just want to tell you, because this is also a IoT product, it's a completely IoT smart helmet, it is completely IoT based product. And I just want to tell you what features this helmet is having other than the ordinary helmet. So it is having the GPS module which give you, so we have developed this helmet with which is having the which is having the electronic part inside it, and it comes with one bike module, which that module you have to fit to your bike, and this helmet communicate with that bike module wirelessly. And also we have given one app support, that app name is My Helmet, it is there on Google Play Store. So from the app, uh, once you register for particular helmet, then uh, from the app we can track that helmet anywhere. You can track it with the help of Google Maps. Then for the bike module, uh, the communication between bike module and helmet is wireless, and your phone can be connected wirelessly with the help of Bluetooth to your helmet, so you can pick the calls. There are the microphones and speakers are there inside the helmet, so no need to carry your phone inside the helmet. It's a wireless connectivity, and you can talk to your relatives and friends once you are wearing the helmet. So this facility is there, Bluetooth connectivity, then app support. And your parents can track you, means if you give that login to your parents, even your parents can track you on the app wherever you are traveling with the helmet, by wearing the helmet. Also it is having the alcohol detector sensor. So if the driver or the rider um, is drunk, the bike will not get start, because there is a connectivity with the bike module, because bike module is fitted to the, what we can say, the ignition of the bike. Yes, ignition of the bike. So if the alcohol sensor detect the alcohol content, it will not ignite your bike, it will not allow you to ignite your bike. So that facility is there. Then automatic calling if the rider made an accident with an accident. So in that case, your entire details are there on this server, right? On My Helmet app server. So if and how that accident is detected is there are a vibration sensors. So if there after particular threshold, if your helmet crosses that threshold, it will be considered as a accident, and automatic auto generated calls will go to your relatives, means whatever the numbers you have given by at the time of registration, to go to the your relatives, then nearby by with the help of machine learning to the nearby hospital. Automatic call will go to these three saved contacts, and plus your recent location where the rider met with an accident. That location, Google location, map location, will be sent through an SMS to your relatives and the nearby hospitals. So these many things, this much smart this helmet is. And this project we got the first prize in the India International Science Festival recently. So moving towards the end, so these are the technologies, IoT technologies. So this technology knowledge you should required, and it is there in the subjects when you will come to your third year and final year. You are going to study in detail these supporting technologies like hardware devices, communication technology, protocols for the IoT software and cloud platforms. So that's it from my side. So thank you for listening with the patience. And if you have any questions, I'm open to your questions. Thank you. Sononi sir. Sononi sir, are you there? Am I audible? If you have any questions, you can ask.
Thanks a lot, madam. So here it is the time to. Am I audible to all? Am I audible? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, you are audible.
So it was another excellent session by Professor Sonal Nikam madam on Internet of Things. She is our distinguished alumnus and now colleague also. And she has covered so many aspects relating to, and we have understood the scope of Internet of Things in coming days also. So I'm not very much expert in that topic, but I can just understand, and I could catch some of the things, comparison of sensor with actual functionality of humans, then looming opportunities, so many things, IoT applications, intelligent home, then smart jar, smart slow cooker, like that. So many things have been covered by Sonal Nikam madam. So on behalf of the entire VPKBIT Baramati, then the first year engineering staff and all the aspiring students, I express sincere thanks to Sonal Nikam madam. Definitely our students have been benefited a lot with this expert talk. Thanks a lot, madam. So Nikam madam, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Thank
you
you.
for inviting and thank you.
Yes. And in coming days also, definitely ANTC people are really getting encouraged with this expert session. Now I will request Sajan madam to put her valuable words on this occasion before
Thank you,
concluding.
Sonal Nikam madam, for your inputs on the Internet of Things. So you have given a lot of information related to this topic, related to the wide applicability of Internet of Things to our first year engineering students. Hope in future also we will get the benefits from you. Our students will get the benefits.
Sure.
Thank you,
madam.
madam.
Thank you.